All right, sitting in the cockpit here with the new panel. We were up and did the calibration flights yesterday. Today I'm kind of just working on getting the audio set up so we can start filming our flights. I was waiting for a cable to come in that didn't make it yesterday. Didn't get here till this morning, so out testing out, running two cameras, an Osmo Action 5 from up on top of the cabin, well, not on top of the cabin, interior ceiling of the cabin that's pointing down to the mainly the 3X and the 750, and then iPhone mounted to the windshield just above the glare shield on the passenger side, which films both the pilot and the passenger if there's a passenger in here. Let's take a look at the panel. This is the new G3X. Everything up, working good. We got the angle of attack calibration completed yesterday. Off to the left, you can see the G5, which is the backup standby in case everything fails. I'll always have the G5 that has a 4-hour battery life in it, even if I lose all electricity in the plane. Moving over to the right, we can see the little red button is the Smart Glide system. In case you get into trouble, that button, we'll go up and demonstrate that sometime. You just hit that button and it'll take you to the nearest airport if you're within glide range of a nearest airport, and set you for best glide speed, do all that for you. So kind of a great emergency tool to use. Next to that is our GTN 750, which is kind of the brains of the operation. Everything that I see and read and listen to says that most of the information should be entered in there, which is what I was used to before with the 2G5 stacks. So we'll continue to maintain that until I get a little more comfortable with the 3X. And the 3X you can enter information as well. But the 3X really isn't certified for instrument flying, so I got to do that through the 750. And then below the 750, you can see our GFC 500 control panel. That's the autopilot. It works nice. That was in here before. To the right of that is our transponder and number 2 radio, both Garmin equipment. And then finally, way over to the right side of the panel, where in front of the co-pilot is an Era 760, which is also connected up with the 750. So the information transfers back and forth between there. Below the 760 is our new circuit breaker panel. So all the circuit breakers now are in that panel and labeled correctly. So I just need to get familiar with that in case I need to know if there's one I need to pull for an emergency or something like that. Before there were kind of two different circuit breaker panels, and we combined all those and put those into one. Down below that is my throttle quadrant, and next to that is some new rheostats we put in for instrument lights and night lights. Let me show you those so I can darken or brighten up the red lights so that I have nice red lights for night flying to be able to see all the instruments. Below the yoke on the pilot side is our placards that are required. All of those are put in. And way over to the bottom left is the pitot heat switch and the AOA heat switch for angle of attack that we put in as well. The new landing height system, we tested that yesterday, is up and working great. And then way over to the left is my switch panel with my master, fuel pump, anti-collision light, landing light, and nav lights. And I forgot to show you below the G5 is the switch for my Avionics master. The 3X is hooked up to the main bus, so it comes on when I turn on the master, but all the rest of the Avionics are hooked up to the Avionics bus, which is on a circuit breaker switch over to the right that I showed you before. Very nice, very clean setup. I'm looking forward to flying it more. Like I said, we got up and did about an hour flight yesterday. It was some calibration flights, slow flight, angle of attack, stall. Everything seemed to be working fine. We had a little bit of an issue with the front tire, so we're replacing that. But otherwise, everything's working great. I'm hopeful to fly to Omaha and back this weekend, and that'll give me a couple of hours in the air to get used to that new G3X and all the buttons to push on that. But it's a great, great, great system. I'll take the split screen off so you can get a nice look at the whole screen. You can see in full screen status, you got synthetic vision, airspeed tape on the right, altitude tape on the, or airspeed tape on the left, altitude tape on the right, engine instruments on a bar on the left, and if you touch those, it brings up a full page of more detailed engine information, fuel calculation, auxiliary. One of the things that I talked about earlier that I really wanted in the kind of middle right is the fuel tanks for the mains and the auxiliaries, two main tanks, and it tells me exactly how much fuel is in each tank. I think I'll really, really, really like that. Help me do a little better job on fuel management and keeping track of that system. Looking forward to getting you up for a flight. Once I get the audio video all figured out, take you up for a flight and show you everything in action. Been a long time coming, but we're finally there, and I'm looking forward to using it. So thanks for being with me.